Inconceivable! The Grand Prix is starting this week? Hello! We are starting the season in the Chorus franchise. I really hope that this is not a harbinger of doom for the whole season. For those of you who are about to experience one of the first Grand Prix, it's a Chorus franchise for several reasons, one of them being there are puddles of water everywhere, every year. Since we are talking about bad omens, let's start with the most course discipline, men. Out of the 12 entries, aside from Ilia, I don't remember the last time any of these men skated 2 clean programs. That's outstanding in the worst way possible. At the top of the list, of course, is Ilia Malinin, world champion. Personal best, 333. This score feels like it's mocking me by how outrageously high it is. The question lies not on whether he'll win or not, but by how much. Surely he won't be risking the quadruple axel so early in the season. And I would bet my right kidney that he easily takes the French crown. Bigger question, will he have gotten rid of that voiceover? I'm sorry, Ilia, I know you said that a painter shouldn't be told how to paint the painting or whatever. You're a skater, not a poet. I support that you continue that endeavor in private. Some of your lines don't even make sense. If you don't get rid of them, that will be the talking point instead of your skating. Do you really want that, Ilia? No, I don't think so. For the second spot, can you really blame me? It's Kao Miura! Finally, I don't have to give an excuse to talk about him. Yay! 2023 Four Continents champion. And we don't talk about last year. Personal best, 281. Last time he was near that score though, October 2024. After that, well, he's been closer to 230. In his defense, he had been competing injured. Alexa, what about the early competitions this season? Shh! It was September, okay? May the power of friendship protect him. Coming for bronze, Adam Seohinfa, European Champion 2024. Coming from behind is his favorite pastime, personal best 306. What is my rationale for putting Kao ahead of Adam? That I love Kao. These are my predictions, okay? I can do whatever I want. Adam has already honored us with one of the contenders for the most heinous costumes I have ever seen. Ah! Jumpscare. In Adam fashion, I expect of axis jumps and 1 or 2 landings that will make me wonder how he has any function left in his ankles. Last time he crossed the 300 mark was in 2023. Granted, he was another injured skater, but the crazy axis goes beyond the injury. The past season he was closer to 250. Still a pretty good bet. If the skating gods are real, Francois Pitot will have a really good competition. After his sacrifice at Beijing, he needs his redemption. If the gods really love him, he'll even medal, but not at the expense of Kao, okay? Lukas Brycki, our current European champion and probably the only skater that I would trust with my drink, will be eyeing the podium. This event should be tagged. Everyone here listed was injured last season. Last year I was a bit disappointed he didn't perform better during the Grand Prix, but let's see if this year fares any better. Rounding up the first group, Nikkei Gatse could be the one to upset the podium or a complete non-factor. He oscillates between 230 and 260, as if the aforementioned didn't oscillate like 50 points every other competition. That's meant for you. Selevko the youngest, Torgashev the red hat, and Tatsuya the hopeful all have a ceiling of close to 230, although they have a personal best near 250. Will they hit it though? They only have like 1 or 2 very good competitions every year, so I have my reservations. Luke Economide, aka Mr. Economy, started this season with a good score at Lombardia, but his goal is to be consistent and competitive with Francois and hope that the 0A King or Adam the Man skip the competition. Expect a score around 215, 220, circling that score as well is Maxim Nomov. Likewise, Maxim needs to pass Torgashev if he dreams of making the Olympic team. And guess who is on the same boat? My other tooth, Gabriel Frangipani. Italy has sacrificed him for Daniel Grassel. The short has become a big issue and he hasn't broken 200 points, basically during the year. And that makes me very sad. This is possibly one of my favorite lineups in the Grand Prix. All of them are very passionate skaters, which can be their own downfall. One thing is certain, they all fully commit to their performances and give it their all. Cross your fingers so the skating gods reward the passion instead of taking offense. With my Aussie babies withdrawing, I'm okay, I promise. There's a very clear podium. 2 world champion pairs at a top 10 at Worlds, then everyone else. Riku Ryu have opted to recycle past programs, and in theory, I'm not against doing so. My problem with them is that they are too generic and forgettable. They also lost to Minikid last week. Remember what I said? When I don't like a program, you don't skate clean? Do you really want to risk it? They have boxed themselves in this type of programs. I just hope they can shut me up. But I doubt it. Diana and Maxime took the backflips for everyone way too seriously. Other challenger, it broke the flow of the program. I didn't really like it, but we'll see how they adapt as the season goes. I like their choice of music though. I've not seen anything from Pavlovia Sviatchenko this off-season, but despite bad programs, they usually have very stable and consistent elements. They should take the bronze without contest. Katie McBeat and Daniel Parkman is the pair I thought should have been sent to a Chinese Nebelhorn, but could've, would've, should've. They came in 6th at the actual Nebelhorn trophy, and their last 2 competitions scoring above 180. If the Hungarians start their season with mistakes, they could be the ones to challenge the top 3. Then we have the Kovalevs, who had good skates at Chinese Nebelhorn all in all, albeit with reduced value, I know. The side-by-side jumps are their worst enemy. Probably let out a sigh of relief that Shigeru have decided to retire on the eve of the Olympic Games. We still need confirmation that they are going to the Olympics, but I mean, they earned their spot as substitutes. It's gonna be too hard to medal here, I think. Fola Bell, Wesenberg, Strakelin, and Audrey Shin and Balash Nagy are in their developmental stage. We can hope for personal bests, so... And let the bloodbath begin. Women. The women category has never been this exciting. I said what I said. Last Olympic season was so sad for me. Let me take you back to 2019 when Alexa was still a baby fan. My dream Olympic podium at Beijing was Alyona Kostornaya, Kaori Sakamoto, and Alyona Kanisheva or Rika Kihira. Where are 3 of those women, huh? Tell me! It was a terrible time. But I do have Kaori Sakamoto, 3-time world champion, is going head-to-head against the dark horses of Team Japan. I'm not ready to say goodbye. No, shut up, Andrea Bocelli. Ami Nakai making her debut in the senior ranks of the GP. She's got a triple axel in her arsenal as Rion Sumiyoshi's quadruple toe. Both are a bit volatile with their so-called ultra Cs. That's the reason why they are dark horses. Ami Nakai's average score in the past season was 192 in junior, yet at Lombardia, 206. On the other hand, Rion has been steadily receiving higher and deserved components, which to me signals that the Fed is getting behind her. She just needs to deliver. Her average is 202 and the Lombardia 209. Not bad. If Rion manages to make an impression, she could be a thorn in Wakaba's and Mona's side. France has been very good to Rion. In my mind, she needs to be second and or very close to Kaori. France has been very good to her in the past. Following in closely, the Koreans. Ever since the car crash, Cheon Kim has lost her consistency. I have never been in a car crash, but I can imagine that it's kind of traumatic. On top of that, she changed coaches in Olympic season? Oh, she's training a triple axel. Oh, I think she's joining the race too late for that one. Prior to Worlds and the car crash, she was on a hot streak, scoring 219 and 222 at Asian Winter Games and in 4 continents respectively. Her compatriot Jongju is coming back after her suspension for the weird involvement with Heian Lee's advances towards a minor and alcohol. Her case was always very murky, and I still don't know how to feel about it. She's been reinstated, so we'll see the shape she's in. Last full season, she averaged 172, but her personal best is 213 at the Olympic Games. If Jaeyeon does not score above Jongju, it'll be panic time! A judge's darling with a foot in the podium is none other than Isabeau Levito. Her jumping technique and I will never see eye to eye, but she has her own charm. She's a great performer. She withdrew from a couple competitions last year due to an injury. Montreal Worlds gave her personal best of 212 and Boston Worlds was overly generous with their 209. Water under the bridge average score last season? 196. Elizabeth Gracie was a dark horse last season after a brilliant performance at Nebelhorn Trophy in 2024, but she was unable to reproduce her success in the GP circuit. Her season began with the left foot with a score of 154 at Nepela Trophy. She is a current Junior World's bronze, however, not her first rodeo. She's gotta beat Isa baby for her to get a foot on the door if she wants a spot for the Olympic Games. Beep, 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 beep. Breaking news, Nina Petrokina has withdrawn from the Grand Prix of France. You see what I mean with the Course franchise? But guess who is making her debut? Oh yes, it's Jia SHIN! I'm certain that I'm not the only one who is excited for this girl. Jia is simply special. She's like a cloud, beautiful lines, soft. Her whole skating is so melodic. I would go as far as to say she's hypnotizing. First Grand Prix event and she's gonna beat some big dogs. She has crossed the 200 mark in juniors before, a couple of times actually. Last season in average she was scoring 10 points below that due to her coaching changes. A couple weeks ago at Nebelhorn, the actual Nebelhorn, she scored 208, which would put her ahead of Ami Nakai but behind Rion Sumiyoshi and Isabeau Levito. My original prediction was a sweep for the Japanese, again because I just love to see that. But with Jia SHIN in the mix, it's gonna be way more contested than I originally thought. Kaori, Rion, Ami, Jia, Isabeau. I wanna say Cheon so badly, but I need to see her skate because she's making me nervous. Worry not, I have not forgotten the other girls. Livia Kaiser had a very disappointing Worlds at Boston, barely making the free. Last season was a downward spiral, starting with a score of 191 and at Worlds ending with 146. I'll expect a score around 160 considering all her results last year. Larin Schill and Leah Sarna will have their first face-off in a big stage for the coveted Olympic ticket, both with a score circling 170. Their fellow French woman Clemence Mayindu is a bit too far to contend with a personal best of 155. Place your bets now and don't forget to thank the people from Anything GOE for setting up the fantasy skating yearly. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Share your team name in the comments and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Oh, Franz, why do you have such a goated line of the characters to me specifically? By the way, thank you for your lovely comments in my last video. Love you.